Welcome to all the participants in the virtual CP meeting on MSME opportunities for the Chartered Accountant professionals. We have with us on today two faculty we have with us. First one is CA Dr. Rajkumar Adhukia, who is our past Central Council member, along with the qualification PhD, LLB, LLM, FCA, FCS, MBA, MBA, FCMA, Diploma in Criminology, Diploma in IFRS, CSR, Diploma in IPR, Diploma in Criminology, Diploma in CG, and that Diploma in Cyber, Diploma in Data Privacy. With this qualification, we have CA Dr. Rajkumar Adhukia, and we have with us another faculty, CA Abhishek Jain, who is the speaker for the MSME, and he's regularly speaking on that one as various aspects of MSME. With this, we welcome to our faculties for this session. Right now, with this, we are handing over the session to our first speaker, CA Dr. Rajkumar Adhukia.
Sambitji, thank you for the nice words and introduction. Thank you, Shailesh, for supporting us in this task and the whole tech support which is required for an efficient webinar. And I am very happy that CA Abhishek Jain is a co-speaker with me because I learned MSME from him. See, MSME Act came in 2006. That means it came 15 years back. And I have a habit of reading new developments, new law, and I wrote book on MSME Act in 2006. Sometimes I write books before the committees, conceive with that idea that I did for LLP, or there is a concept paper. And I strongly recommend that is the way to learn a subject before it gets born, because then we are ahead of time. We all know that we had a COVID-19 lockdown on 24th March 2020. This date is important because this date we got a lot of time to think. And another date very, very important is 12th May 2020, 50 days after this date, when our dynamic leader, Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, gave Atmanirbhar Bharat package, 20 lakh crores on 12th May 2020. So our dynamic leader, Narendra Modi ji, our chairman of the committee, MSME, is also very dedicated and I would call him more dynamic, Dheeraj Khandelwal ji, because I was not knowing before an email came that 21st August is an entrepreneurship day. And we had a webinar on that day. We have a certificate course on MSME. We have a certificate course on startup. And I would like to see Dheeraj Khandelwal ji as a president of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India. Before I take that position, both of us are there as a candidate for the new term. Coming to the subject MSME, I will take this subject as an economic activity, not MSME. Now, and I would like that each one of us, each chartered accountant, we call ourselves Global Economic Activity Consultant. Instead of CA, we make it ACA and we add two more alphabet before us. So what is economic activity? There is an international classification of economic activity, and on the same basis, there is a national classification. The category which we put for registration of MSME is on the basis of national industry classification, which is based on international industry classification. So economic activity is the whole gamut of business, services, and therefore the act uses, the last alphabet. There are 4 alphabets in MSME terminology. So M is for micro enterprise. The last E is for enterprise. So there are 3 categories of enterprise: micro enterprise, small enterprise, and medium enterprise. In economic activity, then we have startups. It is on 17th February 2016 when Narendra Modi ji made a announcement for a startup notification. So startups are, the businesses which grow exponentially. And you can see that in a startup, though they are making losses, their business value is very high. And we have seen in the recent IPOs of the startups. And then we have economic activities like special economic zones, which came in 2005, 1 year prior to MSME. We also have, now International Financial Service Center. There is a new act which has come in 2019, International Financial Services Authority Act 2019. And we have the financial services like insurance, pension, capital market, stock broking, all these can have offices there, and there are special advantages. I would strongly recommend each one of us, because see, by our chartered accountant syllabus, we have learned economics, we have learned finance, we have learned accounting, we have learned taxation, and then we have certificate programs like World Trade businesses. So, and we can pick up many things on our own. Now, MSME got a big boost on 12th May 2020 when, about 4 lakh crore package was announced for MSME. And rightly so, because above 6 crore units are MSME units. The MSME Act is a very small act. There is a 32 sections. There are very few legislations with less than 40 sections or 50 sections. We can count them. They may be not more than 10. So MSME Act is one of the smallest act. And as we know that there is a independence in 47. There was a first policy in 1956 for industrialization. And we had an act which is still there, Industries Development and Regulation Act 1951. I am taking more from a discussion perspective because there is a certificate course on MSME and certificate course on startup. Sambitji, we have a certificate course on startup also, to my understanding. Each one, those who are interested in economic activity practice must join these courses, and there are enough batches are being announced. Now, to render services in MSME, first we should understand business. And we should understand entrepreneur. We have heard about virtual CFO. We love finance and accounting. I want we to become virtual entrepreneurship consultant, virtual business consultant. So I was typing in Google. One was, I'll do the screen sharing. May I request Shailesh and tech support to enable me for screen sharing and enable Mr. Abhishek also making by co-host. So till they do, I'll keep on explaining. So this MSME Act by the BEAR Act 2006 defines micro, 1st July 2020. Many things changed last year. After Atmanirbhar Bharat, they say the MSME old definition is not relevant. So micro, we have a 2 criteria and both should be completed. The investment in plant and machinery and turnover. For micro, up to 1 crore we can invest in plant and machinery. Turnover can be up to 5 crore. For small, 10 crore in plant and machinery 10 times. Micro से small में 10 गुना ज़्यादा कर सकते हैं and turnover up to 50 crore. Then from small to medium, again 5 times, not 10 times. Plant and machinery from 10 to 50, up to 50 crore. And plant turnover 50 to up to 250 crore. The moment we cross this, and registration is optional, totally optional. There is no mandate that I must take the registration. And there is another benefit. Suppose I am a small enterprise. My turnover is say 40 crore. Investment in plant and machinery say 9 crore. And I am running for last 9 years, 8 years. Then today I find that many of my buyers have not paid me for my purchases from me. Today, within 1 second, I will take a registration, Udyam. Abhishek is too good on that technicality. And today, after taking a registration in 1 minute, it is 1417, 1418, I can go to Samadhan. 3 times the bank rate I can claim from the buyer of the goods, irrespective of, yesterday I was addressing one webinar. The buyer may be MSME, buyer may be startup, buyer may be government enterprise, buyer may be even Prime Minister of India or President of India. No one is exempted from those provisions which are there under MSME Act. The law is equal for everyone. So this is one, starting point. For the startup, the definition, because I would like to cover at this stage itself, we have 5 notifications so far. And I will show those website of Startup India, which gives the startup total knowledge, website of MSME. Then there is a website called Stand Up India. Now, as the name itself suggests, all subsidy schemes, central subsidy schemes are there on Stand Up India. And besides the central subsidies, state subsidies, this subject, those who do not like figures and mathematics, and those who feel that assurance service is risky, they must do this business consultancy. So once we have a geographical knowledge, 28 states, 8 union territories, and different schemes of the state, the subsidy schemes of the states, they give it for Sambit and Dr. Sambit and Shailesh. Tech support has not made me co-host enabling share my screen. Just see now if there is a request made.
Recording in progress.
Because otherwise I will address without the certain website which I wanted to show and my PPT.
Sir, sharing option has been enabled.
Yeah. Now it is enabled. Thank you so much, Abhishek. And therefore, I requested Abhishek that please join at 2 o'clock. So both of us, we learn together, which I have been doing last year when I started talking with you. Yes. One minute. So this is the way I study a subject. I was looking at economic activity. So economic activity at profession, employment, business. Another way of learning subject which I have been following, I take up a subject which I do not know, but much in advance, 1 month in advance, 2 months in advance, because that gives you a passport to reach experts. So, one study circle approached me, Goregaon Study Circle, sir, you address on MSME. So then I started finding out who are the faculties on MSME who are speaking. I got only 2-3 names in India. And Abhishek one was a prominent name there. Now, Sambit, I will ask him to share the database, those who are taking sessions. So coming back to economic activity, so it is a very vast field. MSME is a small segment of economic activity. And then I would like to show the website of MSME Ministry. This website is a gold mine, 22 karat. And on this website, we have A to Z available. And there are 10 other websites which are linked to this website. Let the screen gets refresh. COVID-19, minus the disease. It has given only advantage. We are doing this webinar. This facility was there before COVID-19 also. But COVID-19 forced us to do something digitally. Give me 2 minutes. So we have MSME Samadhan. Abhishek, are you able to see these websites?
Yes, sir.
MSME Samadhan, MSME Sambandh, MSME Sampark, MSME Champions, e-participation, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, My MSME, Udyam registration. This is a mandatory from 1st April 2021. All earlier registered unit have to take another registration, MSME data bank and grievance monitoring. There was GST registration which was proposed to be mandatory. And to my understanding, this is not mandatory as on today.
Yes, sir, it is not mandatory.
Unless the limit gets triggered under GST Act. So that is a big relief. Otherwise, there was a fear that to take an MSME registration, and if I do not have a taxable turnover, and I do not want to fall in that category. And we have a new dynamic minister. I am from Mumbai, so Amcha Manus Narayan Tatu Rane is, though earlier also we had Nitin Gadkari ji. But I see this website as one of the most updated website. There is another website of IBBI, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, which is also most updated. If there is some ordinance yesterday, or there is some amendment in the act yesterday night, that website will get updated. Today morning, if we will see. So we have about the ministry, we have MSME, the Act and Rules, all schemes of MSME, like e-book on MSME, the development of Khadi, technology upgradation scheme. There is a newsletter. And this is the notification of 1st June 2020. And then there is a notification in June 2021. Now that notification has made the wholesalers and retailers, those who are in trading activities, eligible for banking facilities, because under the MSME Act, there are section 9 and section 10. 9 is measures for promotion and development, which are available to everyone, and procurement policy. I'll talk about that a little more. And then the all schemes for MSME. There is a MSME Global Mart, and this was the website which was, I think, not getting opened. Was most important. I'll discuss little on Public Procurement Policy Order 2012. Under that order, there are 16 paragraphs in that order. So the government of India, from this order is effective 1st April 2012. There was a limit of 20%. In 2018, 9th November 2018, that limit got increased to 25%. And this benefit is available only to first two category, micro and small. So I am tempted to do, and I am doing. We become only marketing consultant, because in the essentials of entrepreneurship, there is a strategic decision making, risk taking, customer centering. Even in Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Prime Minister, when he gave 5 fulcrums to take the economy at a different level, so demand is the most important. So we have economy, infrastructure, systems, demography, and demand. So this GEM, Government E-Marketplace, and then I'll just MSME Global Mart. NSIC also, there is a separate registration for NSIC. And suppose there is an order for 100 crore or say 1000 units. I can manufacture only 100 units. What NSIC will do, they will gather all manufacturers who can make 1000, and they will put a tender, or they will approach the prospective buyer that we will supply, NSIC will supply on behalf of. So it's a wonderful scheme. There are finance schemes from NSIC. This I was talking about, aspects of good business. I was looking at that willingness to take chances, unique value, tenacity, customer-centric approach. Now this applies to us also. As a service provider, are we looking at our customer as a customer-centric approach? In 1910, there was a person called Wallace Wattles. He has written a book called Science of Getting Rich. And in that book, he says if the customer gives you 1000, you give him the value of more than 1000, maybe 1500, maybe 2000, maybe 5000. Like we also goes to those suppliers where we feel value is more than what money we have paid. Now, good marketing, I want to focus on that. How every entity can do the export. We have 30 plus export promotion council. We have a very simple foreign trade policy. And there are 192 countries in the world, including India. So there are 191 countries where goods can be exported, strong vision, passionate leaders, empowered employees. And then we have this website, Startup India. One minute. My request to Sambit and Shailesh, if there are queries, please, I would like to answer them in between rather than at the end. And with the permission of Abhishek, I will close at 3 because I have another session 3:30 at the Economic Laws Committee to address on RERA, real estate and consumer laws. And then 5:30, I have another session on drafting of business document. The institute is so much enthusiastic with activities. And then we have a Atmanirbhar Bharat where, the packages are coming. We have a Invest India website. We have a the Stand Up India and other things. So what I will do, I have prepared some PPT. I'll take you through that PPT also. Yeah, I put on the start mode. Yes. So when we are practicing in this area, we must learn entrepreneurship. I will share a Google Drive link, and I will also share my cell number so they can WhatsApp or email to me. So great entrepreneurs have the ability to change the way we live and work. See, all these innovations in the world has happened. Thomas Alva Edison, he is known for electricity, bulb, telephone. He failed 1,000 times. And every time what he said, Thomas said, I came to know one method which do not work. It is not I who have failed. So entrepreneurs create businesses, and business generates all Uber, Ola, everything has come by innovation. In our services also, we need innovation. We should become virtual economic activity consultant, global economic activity consultant, rather than, going to our offices. So throughout this process, the expert is required. And how to do that, that also I will tell, using social media. We know only 4, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, but then there is a SlideShare, Spotify, Blogger. I'm using all of them. Now, may I request someone who's I have put my mobile on silent mode. My team, I request them to. So there is a, always, can we use social media? Can we, we in the first schedule to the CA Act 1949, which we study because we have to pass CA final exam, and first schedule, second schedule comes in our study. So there are 3 clauses, clause 5, clause 6, and clause 7 in first schedule. So clause 5 says securing the business, clause 6 says soliciting the business, clause 7 says accepting the business. So once we do knowledge sharing, and it is not the marketing. So I'll not go into the debate. Few members keep on asking, sir, please explain what is the difference. Indirectly, it is marketing. No, it is not marketing. So first is if it is a new business, how to select enterprise, sole proprietorship, partnership, company. If it is a existing business, how to scale up. There is a SME, IPO also, small and medium. We have seen these limits of classification, plant and machinery and turnover based. And 2nd July 2021 is the new edition where retail and wholesale trade will be treated for availing the priority sector lending. So concessional finance. The startup, we have a latest definition, though the announcement is of February. So private limited company, partnership firm, LLP, and OPC. And those who are not more than 10 years older and turnover is not exceeding 100 crore. And if they are innovation, improvement, there are consulting firm, management consulting firm who have taken a startup registration. Registration of MSME, it is at Udyam. So I'll skip all that. There is no registration fees. Then there is the Startup India registration also. There is no application fees and there are benefits, a checklist for startup. There is a large enterprises because we talked of MSME, but other than, so once we know the whole subject, the consultancy becomes very easy. We can advise everyone. We should not be just advisors. So for large businesses, they are Industrial Entrepreneurship Memorandum, IEM. Then what is not available to anyone, there is a license, tobacco, defense, hazardous. It is also very interesting to study. I had a passion to know businesses. So JRD Tata, we will see the picture with Mahatma Gandhi, Bidlas, Bajaj, with other leaders. So the political connection and leadership was there. So crucial factors for success in business, I'll be focusing on active marketing. So planning, what is marketing? Marketing again is, we sometimes misunderstand marketing. Marketing is a very, very positive word. If I know, say, some subject, say economic offenses, it is my duty to reach out to the world that I know this subject and please, if you need assistance, I'm there. It will be ethical crime if I don't reach out. So the best definition of marketing which are given is marketing fulfills the need of the prospective buyer in terms of the product, ideas, service. There is another concept called direct selling, which is booming. And under the new Consumer Protection Act 2019, there are draft guidelines for direct selling. There are guidelines earlier also. So these e-portals like Amazon, Flipkart, they are not direct selling. They buy the products and services of another providers and they give it to the ultimate consumers. So direct selling is when you sell yourself on your portal. Then selling to the government. Now this is an order, public procurement policy for micro and small enterprises. You will see that word medium is missing. So 25% of the annual procurement has to come from micro and small, and it will include the professionals. We can also register on GEM, Government e-Marketplace. And the beautiful, the 358 items, under paragraph 11, this order is a very small order of 10 pages. There are 16 paragraphs. 358 items are reserved only 100% from micro and small enterprises. I was trying to take to that. I'm not able to. So it is very interesting to study these 358 items. And then we can tell entrepreneur, please start manufacturing these items. So it is air cooler, ambulance stretcher, bandage cloth, battery chargers. So I'm reading from the order these items. Then within 25%, 3% is reserved for women entrepreneurs. Now, who are women entrepreneurs? Who owns in a business more than 51%? So sole proprietor, if a woman, it is a woman entrepreneur. If it is LLP, 51% capital. If it is private limited company, 51% share capital. And within 25%, 4% is for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. So this is also a very, very unique feature available. So the MSME Sambandh on 8th March 2017, this portal is monitoring whether all, there are 53 central ministries and there are many central departments and there are 350 central public sector enterprises. Now they are, there is a government allocation of business rules and there are 3 manuals prepared by Government of India. Goods procurement manual, then services procurement manual, and third manual is for the turnkey project kind of purchases. So it's a very interesting reading. I would, again and again request the participants who are interested, and I would like to personally mentor them. Then MSME Champion is how, there is also preferential investment schemes which has been announced. So there are a lot of schemes, lot of guidelines which are available. Then this is about GEM. So there are General Financial Rules 2017 and Rule 149 gives the power to government. And under that power, government has directed all this department to buy from micro and small enterprises. So the features of GEM portal is drive business with ease, direct access, direct purchases, bids. Now we should also learn, see the Indian Contract Act 1872, we studied in our BCom, first year BCom or second year BCom. We also studied when we did our chartered accountancy in entrance exam but Indian Contract Act is the foundation of all contracts, all businesses, all services. So the contract, purchase and sale contract, the bid, reverse auction, the terms, everything gets covered by the provisions of Indian Contract Act 1872. It is one of the oldest legislation. The first legislation is 1855 Fatal Accident Act, and then we have IPC 1860. So there is a Swachh Bharat Mission, other schemes. There is a job portal. Now those chartered accountants, who meet me and they say that we are not getting a job or job of our passion. My strong belief is God has made you to be job giver rather than job taker. So you can, chartered accountant degree enable us to do either practice or to go in employment or to become entrepreneur on of activity of our own. When we have grown to 330,000 plus at the country level, and the number will keep on increasing by leaps and bounds, maybe another 50,000 in a year. This Samadhan, Abhishek Jain is a specialization, but I would like to cover that. This section 15 to 25, the chapter 5, which contains 11 sections. Though now there is a lot of delay. See, the minus part of the law is the vacancies in various courts, and even in Samadhan, applications are pending for more than 2 years. But we have to be very positive. Like, there is a statistics, dues recovered till January 21, there are more than 20,000 crore. I personally feel whatever we can resolve through negotiation is the best. Mia Bibi Raji, to kya karega Kaji. And otherwise, another mode is a mediation. Samadhan is like a mediation where the director of industries of a state, so each district, like we have 630 districts in across the country, each state, depending on the size of the state, we have districts. Maharashtra, there are about 30 plus districts. So under this, there is a tag of 45 days. But if the agreed days are less than that, then those days will be counted. And there will be a compounding bank rate multiplied by 3 times. So if bank rate is 6%, like in RERA also we have that, and we can do online filing of the application. Any questions which has come? Shailesh and Sambit. Then in my PPT, which I will share, I have listed down untraditional areas. So about 36 of them, which we have not, like corporate governance, arbitration, internal control, MSME startup is one, IBC, SARFAESI, labor law compliance, valuation, CSR and NPO, service related to corporate responsibility, drafting, testamentary laws, family laws, forensic investigations, IPR advisory, real estate, Benami, PMLA, cooperative, social media use, subsidies, mergers, amalgamations, NBFC. So I'll stop sharing. talking more on MSME, there is another order of Government of India, which is called Make in India order. You know, like we had a, I'll show this website called Make in India. So under Make in India, if more than 50% raw material is indigenous raw material, then any central government department, any public sector undertaking, the ministries, they have to buy from the local supplier, and they can't import the goods from outside India. Another advantage for micro and small in public procurement policy order is, suppose one supplier is given 100 rupees as a quotation, and that is L1. And I am micro enterprise. I have quoted 115. So my quotation will be considered along with that person. But I cannot sell at 115. I have to revise my price to 100. Then purchases will be made from me and not another supplier who has quoted 100 rupees. So this is also a very, very good facility available to the two category, micro category and small category, only in respect of the sale to the government department, government ministry, central public sector enterprises. And another aspect of MSME Act is, you know, I was reading this act. This act is overriding this section 15 to 25 in respect of delayed payment. A company has to disclose that what is the amount payable to micro and small. Then interest payable to these micro and small will not be allowed as a deduction from income under section 23 of the MSME Act. There are MSME facilitation councils, and suppose after the order is passed by MSME facilitation council, so the application for setting aside decree award cannot be made, and the court can request to deposit certain percentages, 75% of the amount, then only application will be considered. This is under section 19 of the MSME Act. The law part on MSME is very small because MSME Act is there, and there is a national board rules. So there are no procedural rules under this legislation. And all activity, you know, it's very interesting to study NIC classification. You know, so on the website of national ministries, we have this, they are using the word, Abhishek, you are able to see the screen? Mr. Abhishek? And my request to Shailesh and Sambit is, please enable the chat box. Let the participants give their comment, their views.
Okay, sir.
Shailesh, you are able to see the screen? Please enable the chat box. Because otherwise,
Yes, sir. It is
I am
visible.
talking to the screen and
It
not
is
to the
visible. हाँ,
participants.
sir. हाँ, sir. ठीक है, sir.
So in this national industries classification, all economic activities
सर आप एक
are.
बार कल देख लीजिएगा, सर हो जाएगा.
Thank you
तो
so much.
बहुत ज़्यादा. हाँ.
So by reading this, we will get an idea, what are the various economic activities and how the classification is done in various categories. What is division, what is section, what is a group. So even construction of buildings, civil engineering. So there are about more than 990 groups, and we have 99 divisions. And within that, then we have economic activities classified. So we have a group, division, then we have a group. If we see this detailed structure is, we have a division, then we have a group, then we have a class, and then we have a subclass, and then we have a economic activity. And I request participants to raise query. Sometime client have the contract with MSME vendor where payment terms are 90 days. See, 90 days will be ignored because if the contract is beyond 45 days, this is in section 15 proviso, then buyer has to pay the interest after the expiry of 45 days. And this is available only to micro and small. Please, I am repeating again and again. Medium enterprises do not have this benefit of chapter 5. And as I said, buyer can be another MSME startup. All that do not make a difference. Sambit, any other query?
No query. No other query.
No query does not give a good picture. Participants, we learn by asking queries. And let it be very silly. Let it be very, small as per your mind. And don't bother what other participants will feel, because sometimes in this structure of a webinar, we don't have a name also. And this area of practice, there are no practitioners available. I know one Mr. Abhishek Jain. I know one Mr. Dinesh Jain, who is from Jaipur, expert on MSME finance. I don't know. I know one Rajkumar Adukia. I don't know fourth person. Though we have a faculty now in certificate courses, I need to talk to them. Sambit will give me database. I am putting my email ID in chat box, CA Dr. Rajkumar Adukia @gmail.com. Those who have a query, I have made a Google Drive link, and I am putting also my cell number. So in Google Drive link, I have put various literature on economic activity, all these manuals. So today you must have received an email. I have sent across the country to 330,000 plus members with all 9 Google Drive link in various subjects, real estate, IBC. So the Google Drive link on economic activity I have put various books. There are production linked incentive schemes, and then these three manual for procurement of works 2019, manual for procurement of goods 2017, and manual for procurement of consultancy and other services. These are Government of India manuals. Then there are many books. Why I say this is a gold mine? There are books called 100 Great Business Ideas. These are all from Google I have taken. And then there is a MSME procurement policy order, which is on the website 2012. And there is an amendment in 2018 where 20% is made 25%. There are published books like, Taxation has come out a book on Taxman on startup. There is a book of Taxman on MSME. Bharat Law House also has brought out a book on MSME. Then there is a Bombay Chartered Accountants Society, which has come out with 2 publications on startup and MSME. Both are on e-mode also. So there is a Make in India order, and there is a comprehensive 13th May 2021 order where, these things are available. Entrepreneurship 101, key to starting business. So it is 3.01. So I would like to stop here, and we'll join another webinar at 3:30. Thank you, Abhishek, for joining at 2 o'clock, because I wanted you to know, and I would like to salute Chairman of the committee, Dheeraj Khandelwal, again and again, because the way he's putting the effort, not only in this committee, he's heading another committee called Public Finance and Government Accounting, which is a very niche area he's developing, because the public finance, the public money, which is spent by the central government and state government, I think the international MNCs also may not be spending that much money. So what kind of services we can render there, that is also a very big unexplored. Even a step has not been taken in that direction. Even this MSME, though we are talking a lot on MSME, but finance is one big MSME finance I am talking about, because the concessional rate, the subvention available, subordinate debt, there's a 50,000 crore fund of funds established for MSME. So I thank committee for giving me this opportunity. I thank Tech Support, dynamic secretary of the committee, Dr. Sambit Kumar Misra, Shailesh Verma, and of course my co-faculty and my guru, C.A. Abhishek Jain. Thank you. I stop here. If there are any questions, I have put my email ID, my WhatsApp number, but I like to receive more emails than a WhatsApp message. Thank you. Sambitji, over to you.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening deliberation to the participants. We once again expect many more from you, sir.
Yeah, I have been telling you, please, in the certificate courses and other things, till 31st August, I can speak as a, the prospective candidate.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sambit.
Right now, we are inviting C.A. Abhishek Jain for his deliberation. We are handing over the session to C.A. Abhishek Jain.
Thanks a lot, Sambit ji. It's again a great pleasure of mine to speak on this platform of Committee on MSME and Startup. Really salute, as Adukia sir says, and for tremendous effort done by our chairman of the committee, Dheeraj ji. the way he's putting his efforts is really appreciable, and I am really thankful to Rajkumar Adukia sir. It's always been a pleasure of mine to have him in front of me. It's his presence is inspire us a lot in such a way so that we can put our efforts for the professional community in such a way so that we can find out various way to grow ourselves. Sir, salute to you, and whenever we read your degrees, it's again amazing and challenging as well for all of us being a youth. I will always try to learn a lot from your deliberation. In true sense, you are guru of gurus. Thanks a lot, sir, again for giving your precious time, and we know your hectic schedule as well. Thank you once again. Thank you, Sambit ji, for organizing such a great way of this seminar in the interest of the community and fraternity, and Shailesh, and of course tech support. In my deliberation,
Abhishek, I will exit the meeting.
Yeah, sure, sir. And definitely, I will ask, even I advise, suggest to all participants, those who are listening this VCM, to please put your queries in a chat box. Definitely, we will spare some 10 to 15 minutes at the end of the session to answer all of your queries. And in my deliberation, I will take how a chartered accountant can find the opportunity through MSME segment. Definitely, it always happens whenever we deal with our client. The new generation which is sitting in front of us always questioned us, sir, could you please register my father company as a startup? How can we take maximum benefit from the government policies? How can we get benefited through various announcements done by the government, specifically after first pandemic, first wave of COVID-19? The emphasis of government on this segment is really opportunistic and fruitful for all professionals as well. It may be MSME consultancy, it may be to restructure the financial, it may be to cater the requirement of finance need, it may be to file case through MSME Samadhan, or it may be to get registration under startup DPIIT and take registration ATIAC. Friends, there are a lot of opportunity. We don't need to go outside from our office. We just need to evaluate the prospectiveness of our client, those who are already in our cart. Meaning thereby, we can generate business through our existing client only. For that, we need to have that vision. For that, we need to do some exercise. And definitely, I believe after today's session, you will be in the position to guide your client as far as MSME is concerned. Definitely, I will take you through with the entire main contents of MSME provision and MSME Samadhan, startup and benefit as well. Because these are the main ingredients that we can serve to our client. And after becoming chartered accountant, networking is our true wealth, right? Let's assume you are not doing finance. You can find out someone, but you need to just satisfy the need of your client. You are not able to file the case in the Samadhan. You just find out some professional who was doing that. You can call someone who is doing in MSME Samadhan. You can call Abhishek, sir, we need to file. I can call someone, right? In such a way, we can utilize our networking to find out additional source of income. And this is an opportunity for chartered accountant, friends. And now I'm going to start my deliberation through by PPT. Last 10 to 15 minutes we will spare for question answer session, and I will be happy to have your questions in the chat box, and Sambhiji will help us out for taking that question. Now I'm just sharing the slide with all of you. Wait for a while, and I will cover each and every aspect of the MSME that you can deliver to your client, and as a basic and medium need, right? And I believe it is visible to all of you. Now, MSME opportunities for CE professionals, right, friends? The topic itself suggests, when I got a call from Sambhiji, he was very eager, sir, we need to deliver the session. It's again a great thinking of Sambhiji and the chairman, sir. That we are even organizing various seminars. We have organizing certificate course in MSME as well, right? So friends, first of all, I'm just taking through a few slides. Those are very important as far as our first basic delivery to our client. We need to understand that there is again MSME Act. Some of the provision of MSME Act are not applicable to medium enterprises as well. Friends, this is main thing that I should let you know. There are various aspects that has been defined the definition of the MSME. Even after first pandemic, June itself, the criteria has been changed. Earlier criteria was on the investment only. Now two criteria has been added for micro, small and medium enterprises. Here you can see, let me take the pen. Here you can see the manufacturing and service industry, friends. I will come on trading, wholesale and retailer as well. There is a micro, I will not take much time, investment less than 1 crore and turnover 5 crores. Both we need to take together, right? For small, it is less than, investment less than 10 crores and turnover less than 50 crores. As far as medium is concerned, that is investment less than 50 crores and turnover 250 crore. Friends, one thing we need to keep in our mind that these figures now are extracting from our GST return and the income tax return. So be cautious while filing these return. Reason being, export turnover will not be counted as far as this limit is concerned. So while filing GST R3B, we need to be very careful whether export sale are reflecting in our return in a effective way or not. Otherwise, your criteria for MSME will be varied. Now, this is the basic requirement, manufacturing and service industry. Friends, now notification came, office memorandum came that now wholesale and retailer will be part of NIC code 45, 46, 47, will be part of this MSME Act. Friends, only for primary lending benefit. Let me make very clear to you, this primary lending benefit, meaning thereby some RBI are instructing to various banks that primary lending benefit should be passed on to the wholesaler and retailer as well. Primary lending meaning thereby for agriculture sector, for poor need, for micro and small enterprises, like for the lending purpose only. No other benefit will pass on to wholesaler and retailer. Now they are validly eligible to get themselves registered under MSME Act. Sooner we will find some changes in Udyam registration site because of this change. Now friends, wait, I'm just changing the slide. Now definition, here we need to very careful whether a society can register themselves in a MSME Act. Is it? What do you say? Trust can register themselves? Yes, definitely they can register, friends. They can register because here the word which is used over here is the enterprises, right? Those are engaged in manufacturing goods, providing services, right? Very well. Our enterprises meaning whatever name called, believe me, whatever name called. It may be company, proprietorship, partnership, society as well. So definition is much clear. Now assume one of your client, new generation client, mind it, somewhere around 30 years old. He is asking, sir, what will be some provision? He can ask you about the investment and the turnover, some of the point from the investment and turnover. Right, composite criteria we will see for the investment and turnover. If enterprises crosses the ceiling limit specified for its present category, then definitely their classification will change from micro, small and medium. Now GSTN, question will arise, how we will see the turnover if an enterprise is having a number of GST in registration. So we need to take together all the GST in registration, meaning thereby we need to take the turnover criteria PAN number wise collectively, right? No separate turnover will be taken for the purpose of registration. Now plant and machine reference. Earlier there was again a circular issued by the government that following our item like jar etc. Are excluded. Now that particular notification has been withdrawn because of new notification in June 2020. Now the definition which is given for the plant and machinery equipment, that is plant and machinery will be the same, equipment will be the same as defined in income tax rule. If you can see income tax rule, there are various block wise assets there. You can find all the name of these assets over there. Now land, building and furniture and fittings will not be included in the list of plant and machinery and equipment, and all tangible asset will be included, meaning thereby goodwill will not be included. Now plant and machinery, as far as plant and machinery is concerned, that is used for the manufacturing concern and equipment for the service enterprises. Now purchase value, how it will define. Earlier there was a circular by the RBI, whenever a bank will pass on the benefit as far as loan is concerned to any enterprises for the checking of the investment value in a plant and machinery, they need to check either original invoice, either financial, audited financial, or any certificate issued by the chartered accountant. I must believe, I have a strong belief that some of us, those who are listening this VCM, have been issued a number of these type of certificate by verifying the investment value. Right now, the purchase value plant and machinery will be taken from the income tax return itself because of the investment value. And one question arises, whether second-hand machinery will be counted as far as this plant and machinery value is concerned. Definitely it will be counted excluding GST, right? Now in a case of new enterprises where that enterprises has not filed any ITR previously, then on self-declaration basis that proprietor, promoter can get themselves registered as a MSME, right? But after 31st March of that consent period in which they themselves as registered, they need to file mandatorily ITR, irrespective. I'm not talking about for section 139(1) for taking the benefit of MSME, because after passing 1 year, the department will extracting the details of investment and turnover from the ITR only and GST return only. Earlier, as Adukia sir told us that earlier it was mandatory in a circular itself, notification itself, that from 1st April 2021 GST registration will be must for getting registration under MSME Act. Yesterday we have made one registration. No GST is required right now, and no further clarification given by the government whether it will be mandatory or not. No, right now there is no requirement of GST at present. Now the cost of certain item will be excluded as far as investment is concerned. We will see later on, like pollution equipment, etc. That is defined under section 7 of the MSME Act, right? Now friends, export of good will not be counted as far as turnover is concerned, and that value will be derived from the GST and 3B, and PAN wise turnover will be counted, right? And again in a June 2020 circular, it was clearly mentioned that after 1st April 2021, PAN will be mandatory and GSTN will be mandatory. At present, there is no mandatory requirement right now, till date. Now, few snapshot from the site itself. I'm not taking all of you through with the registration process. I believe you are well versed as far as registration is concerned, but I'm just taking through only some few important discussion. First, there is a PAN. We need to click whether you have filed the ITR or not. If this year has been now changed to 1920 because May 2021 was the last date, extended date 1920 ITR. If yes, then definitely which type of ITR you are filing. ITR 365 investment value will be find out from this ITR. If you are filing ITR 4, then definitely on self-declaratory basis you need to put the investment figure, because in ITR 4 we are not putting our figure of the assets and depreciation as well, and that investment will be counted on WDV basis, right? Earlier it was on the gross basis, now WDV basis. Or if there is a new enterprises, definitely you need to select no ITR. Here you can see the investment in the plant and machinery and the equipment. This figure will automatically be picked from the ITR, 1920 ITR, right? Mind it. And exclusion like some research, development and industry safety devices like pollution, etc., etc. You need to put manually, and then the net you will find over here. Turnover will be picked from the GST, right? Fine enough. Here I want to even age that for MSME registration, now department is picking 1920 figure from your ITR, right? 22, you just need to click on the GEM portal, now trades portal, trade receivable portal, and district you need not to fill, and then okay. These are the some important aspect that we need to be careful while filing this MSME registration. One more thing, friends, while selecting an NIC code, we all should be very careful, because now under MCA we need to fill the NIC code, we need to fill business code in income tax return, we need to fill that business code in MSME Act. Mind it, convey your client, please fill same code of business on all forms, all returns of the government. Mind it, in due course all site will be they are trying through by artificial intelligence to extracting the information from one site and matching it to the other site. If there is any variation, definitely impact of that will be on the SSC. Benefit, some of benefit that we need to convey to our client, that bank loan, as you know, that again various, even credit guarantee scheme was not even announced in a pandemic only. It was already exist in the I must say cart of the government, but it was highlighted in the pandemic. Now you can say them, and interest rate they get the benefit of 1 or 1.5% of interest rate. Subsidy on the patent registration. If there is a company, 9,000 rate for trademark application, and 50% you will get the benefit 4,500, right? Government procurement 25%. As Adukia sir told, there are 358 items, those who are only reserved for micro and small enterprises. Mind it, medium is not there. As I told you, medium is not there. Out of this, 3% reserved for women and some scheduled caste as well, 4%, right? Fewer electricity bill in the state of Rajasthan. if you are filing your VAT GST return, then you will get, and you are MSME category, then you are getting the benefit for some reduction in electricity bill. Support to business incubators, definitely micro, small, medium enterprises are really giving priority whenever they apply for the startup business and incubation center. Those are responsible to take various input from the startups, give benefit to the MSME. Payment protection, definitely I will take you through in detail how we will calculate the interest figure, because when we are going to apply, we have planned for assessee. Let's assume we have planned for filing a case on behalf of the assessee, then we need to convey him that how much benefit he will get if he apply through by Samadhan. Then we need to have that calculation with us, 3 times of bank rate. Debt restructuring, friend. Yes, definitely. Stamp duty waiver in Rajasthan, there is stamp duty waiver as well, and some other benefit. Those are associated with MSME segment. Like in this particular pandemic, one scheme was announced by the government. Those manufacturers who are manufacturing mask, sanitizer, are required to get registered through by this link. Separate link has been made by the government. Through by that link, they can register themselves as a manufacturer of the mask, sanitizer, etc., COVID instrument. Sorry, and government will definitely get in touch with all of them for procurement of various requirement by the government. So there are few benefits, and mind it, friends, these benefits are uniformly available, but state can announce n number of benefit to MSME as per their choice. Power has been given to states, and even some of the state have developed their own MSME app through by you can register yourself and can take maximum benefit from the app only, right? Now, next, payment protection, friends. Here, friends, we will understand in a very simpler language that there are 2 scenarios. First, let's assume your client has made an agreement with the buyer that payment cycle will be 90 days, right? But section 15 give them the payment protection, MSME Act. And mind it, friends, these are the overriding provision, meaning thereby this MSME Act provision are overriding to any other act, whatever written over there. So this will supersede to all other act. Getting my point? Very important as far as our understanding being a consultant and being a professional is concerned. And I believe after this session, we will be able to even convey various things to our clients, prospective clients, new generation. Like to what it says, let's assume, and I believe even I can see one query as well that is posted by Sambhiji. Let's assume your client have a payment cycle and make an agreement that that buyer will pay after 90 days payment cycle. Now, can this act give benefit protection to your client being a seller? Yes, definitely. Whatever written in the contract, MSME Act nothing to do that. It defines maximum term of 45 days. If that payment cycle of 30 days, then fine enough, because it is lesser than 45 days. If any payment cycle is defined more than 45 days, then it will be reduced to 45 days only for the purpose of calculation of the interest. It is very much clear. 45 days from the date of acceptance or from the date of deemed acceptance. I will let you know what is the acceptance and deemed acceptance. day of acceptance, day of actual delivery of goods or rendering of services. Being a chartered accountant, we can register ourselves in MSME Act. We will see the practical situation after a few slides as far as being a CA is concerned. Where any objection is made in writing by the buyer regarding acceptance of goods or service, and within 15 days, if he raised any objection from the date of delivery of goods or the rendering services, then in that case, what will be the day of acceptance? The day of which such objection is removed by the supplier, right? When this objection has been removed by the supplier. Clear? Now, deemed acceptance. Let's assume your client has delivered the goods and no objection has been raised by the receiver, by the buyer. Then definitely C means where no objection is made in writing by the buyer regarding acceptance of good or service within 15 days from the day of the delivery of goods or rendering of services, the day of actual delivery of goods or rendering services, right? So this is called the day of deemed acceptance within 15 days. Clear? Now, if agreement has been made, then maximum days will be 45. If there is no agreement, then in that case, then that particular buyer need to pay on or before the appointed date. Otherwise, interest will be levied. Appointed date means the day following immediately after the expiry of the period of 15 days from the day of acceptance and day of deemed acceptance. Meaning thereby, if acceptance is given, then expiry of period of 15 days from the date of acceptance. We have seen what is the day of acceptance. If 15 days has been expired after day of acceptance, then and payment has not been made, in case where there is no agreement, then from 16th day interest will be levied. I believe it is very much clear. If agreement is there, then 45 will be the maximum. If agreement has been made for the 30 days, then definitely after 30 days, after passing 30 days, your client, assessee, the seller are able to recover the payment along with the interest. If there is no agreement, then appointed, meaning after the expiry of 15 days. It is very much clear. Now, one small case study. A has delivered goods to B on 8th June 2021, but no agreement has been made in this regard. Then what would be the date on which buyer need to make the payment to avoid any interest liability? Right, 15th day, right, 23. After 8th June, right, delivered goods, no agreement. So if there is no agreement, then before the appointed day, and after expiry of 15 days means the day following immediately after the expiry of period of 15th days from the date of acceptance, right? So at 15th, when it will be expired, then from 24th interest will be levied. Interest will be levied, right? In the above example, suppose B has raised objection regarding acceptability of goods on 13th, but on June 18th withdraw his objection and accepted the goods following clarification, right? But on 18th, B withdraw his objection and accepted the goods following clarification from B. Then once it is removed, then from that day to 15th, it is clear. Now, how much interest it will be there? 3 times of the bank rate. Friends, it is very much clear that this is the bank rate, not prevalent market rate. Bank rate meaning thereby RBI giving loan to the other bank. It is right now I believe 4%. So 3 times of 4% meaning thereby 12%. At the rate of 12%, you can recover the outstanding amount from your on behalf of your assessee, right? So this is the rate which is notified by the RBI. Now see one question in the calculation part thereof. Friends, see, be with me because this is very important and we need to convey our client. Being this is a great opportunity. If we are filing Samadhan, we can ask them as our consultancy fees certain percentage or some fixed amount. FinCart, we can charge them for filing of MSME Samadhan. We can charge for consultancy for MSME. We can guide them. How can they form establishment? How can they take benefit? If they are manufacturing, we can advise them to get themselves as registered as a manufacturer, being a company, because tax rate has been reduced to 15% as far as Section 115 BA is concerned. Right, so there is a lot of advice that we can give to our clients. FinCart Limited has sold goods worth rupees 5 lakh, which was received by Jugaad Limited on 6th May. Mind it, 6th May 2021. Received by on 6th May. As per the agreement between them, Jugaad Limited enjoy a credit period of 60 days, means more than 45 days. Clear. Jugaad Limited has made a payment on July 20th. And whether Jugaad Limited is liable to pay interest, if so, from which date and how much it will be. The due date agreed upon between the parties is 60 days, which exceeds the limit of 45 days, right? Hence, the due date will be reckoned 45 days, which is 20th June. Getting my point? If is received on 6th of May, getting my point? Then 45 days. For May, it is 25. And for June, it is 20th. So, meaning thereby it is 45 days. For May, it is 25 because the goods has been delivered on 6th of May. If you are able to see my marking over here, right? And June, that is 20 days. Getting my point? For counting 45 days. Hence, XYZ Limited pay interest from 21st June 2021. As much as clear. We need to be very careful while calculating the interest and inform our client regarding the benefit that he will get while if he file case through MSME Samadhan. Now the calculation will be in this format. From 21st June, as we know, from this day interest will be calculated. Then if this interest will be calculated on the monthly rest basis, meaning thereby we need to calculate the entire interest on the monthly part. 30th June 2021, 10 days, 4%, 5 lakhs, 1643.84, right? And July remaining 19 days, because on 20th he has made the payment. If you see on 20th July, he has made the payment, entire payment on 20th. So till 19th, from 1st July to 19th July, 4% multiplied by 3 times of the bank rate, that is 12%. That is 12%. That is how much amount of interest and on which amount interest will be calculated. 5 lakhs plus this interest for the month of June, the entire amount will taken together and interest will be calculated for the 19 days, meaning thereby this multiply by 12%, right? Multiply by 19 days, right? Divided by 365, whatever. 3 this way, he will get the interest through by this calculation. Friends, this is very important calculation. I will try to cover entire thing in last 10 to 15 minutes. We will check it out for question answer session. Suppose in this particular example, let's assume there was wait for a while. If no due dates was agreed upon between the parties, in case there is no agreement between the parties, right, then we need to take after expiry of 15 days, right? 6th of May goods were delivered, meaning thereby 6th after expiry of 15th day, yani 21, yani from 22 May, from 22nd May interest will be calculated for the May month, 10 days, 12% rate, multiply by 3, 5 lakhs 1643. This particular amount again by adding 1643 in 5 lakhs and so on, this June month, entire June month 30 days for 12%, and for July month 19 days on this particular amount by adding both the amount in 5 lakhs. Interest will be 5163. Entire amount of interest will be 11,754. You can see the variation. If agreement is made, then there is again 4777. If there is no agreement, then 11,754. By this way, we can make them understandable, sir, how you can get the benefit, because we know the financial, we know which party is not paying them. We can ask him, sir, we can file case through by Samadhan. Sir, why Samadhan? Wait for a while, stay tuned for a few minutes. We'll let you know. Now, some interesting questions that I have taken from my various sessions. Sir, whether after submitting Udyam registration, online is grant immediately? Yes, definitely it was given immediately, but nowadays they are taking 2-3 days for giving registration. Any supporting document required while doing registration? I believe you have their own or your own questions, but I will try my best to answer a few questions based on my experience. And definitely I will take your question as well. Any supporting document not required? Yes, they have power to check. State jurisdiction, our facilitation center council can check the document. Whether closing of business is reported to state or union territory. If you have taken Udyam registration, right, and now assessee has closing out their business, then that assessee need to report for closing of the business to state. No straightforward clarification given by government as far as Udyam registration is concerned, but I remember there was clarification for Udyog Aadhaar that in that case assessee are not mandatorily required to report closure of business. Can wholesale or retailer to be registered MSME? Definitely they can register NIC code 45, 46, 47, right? But for the primary lending benefit only. I clear that part very much. Whether every buyer who buys the goods or service from MSME, mind it, listen carefully, need to make provision of outstanding payment and interest in his her annual account. Now, is it mandatory, sir? Every buyer need to make the provision. Sir, we know as far as company is concerned, we need to file MSME form where we need to give some information about that outstanding part. But as far as apart from the company, there are no requirement. Wait, under MSME Act, provision straight away has been given that every person whose books of accounts are required to get audited under any law are required to make provision for outstanding payment and interest as well. Oh, then if we talk about the proprietorship, if their books of accounts are required to get audited under 44AB, then definitely. And being auditor, you need to see, sir, what happened if they are not making any provision for that outstanding and interest payment? 10,000 rupees penalty straight away. We are proceeding further. Penalty on buyer for not making whether deduction available to buyer for interest paid or payable to MSME under Income Tax Act. No deduction is available for interest paid, getting mind, and for any provision made for the interest. Penalty on buyer for not making provision of interest principal 10,000. Actually, one interesting question. Sir, while making provision or at the time of payment of interest, whether we need to deduct TDS for this particular interest? No, not at all. Right? No TDS are required to get deducted. Udyog Aadhaar for unit, no, company as a whole they can apply. Unit wise they cannot apply. Now, few questions, whether MSME registration compulsory to avail benefit? No, not at all. Ramki Infra, there is a case of 2018. You can refer it out. Whether a claim can be filed for interest alone where the claimant has received. This is the MSME Samadhan question, but still I will take you through. Yes, definitely if you have recovered the principal, even after that you can file a case through MSME Samadhan for interest only. Now, whether value of plant and machinery be taken into consideration or old, both, right? Whether an award holder MSME Facilitation Council, MSC, Medium Small Enterprises Facilitation Council, can give any preference as a creditor in insolvency proceeding. Very interesting question. Let's assume there has been award in the sense order has been passed by the Facilitation Council that such amount of payment should be given to Mr. X along with interest. award order has been passed. Award meaning thereby order has been passed. Now that particular party, that buyer, is comes under into liquidation process. Now in that particular situation, whether the award holder, meaning thereby your assessee buyer, will get any benefit, yes, definitely he will be treated as a preferential creditor. Getting my point? It's again one more benefit, right? That is not unit wise, company wise. Now MSME Samadhan, friends, I will take you through as fast as possible. MSME Samadhan, the really money chunker for all of us. We need to convince our client, sir, I will fight the case. Sir, why is MSME Samadhan not court? You can give answer. In MSME Samadhan, definitely we are getting result within 90 days, but nowadays because of the pandemic, there are some delay, even some 6 to 1 year as well. But we have won various cases within this particular time frame. Even there are again a situation of the mediation. I will take you through with that as well. Sir, what will happen? One more question you can have from your client. Sir, if let's assume award has been announced in favor of us, if that buyer will go for, to higher authority for filing appeal, in that case, sir, again we need to wait. Yes, he can go, but mind it, friends, if he want to file any appeal and want to go for higher authority, 75% of the award amount we need to deposit it with the government. It's not so easy. That's why for one client, those who have made sales to a various reputed listed company, as and when he filed the case, they immediately came to compromise. Sir, we will make a payment instantly, but don't claim interest. Client told Abhishek ji, let it be. We are receiving principal now. That's fine enough. We will not go for the interest. Wind up, we will not proceed with the case. See the cruciality of this provision. Now, friends, how will you able to find MSME Samadhan and how can you file the case? First process, I will try to let you know in a very effective way. How can you file through MSME Samadhan? Now, see, first step of MSME Samadhan. Entrepreneur filed the application online, and after 15 days, council will take action on application. Right? I will take you through with the MSME Samadhan portal. How can you file the application? Once online application has been filed, one intimation sent to both entrepreneur as well as respondent, that buyer. They will get the message by email. One application has been filed, note case. Application will be converted into case shortly. Now the department suggests for the mutual settlement option to the entrepreneur and the buyer, that you can mutually agree on some amount and you can take the benefit of this mutual settlement. If party are not deciding for mutual settlement, then council can approve this application as a case, and intimation of this will go to that buyer as well, and the council can reject even application if it is based on fraudulent document, right? Then once case is application is converted into the case, then intimation will be given to both the party, right? In the 6th, 7th, council can now look after the entire process and hearing will be done, and document will be submitted to the council even online through only. They can ask for physical appearance as well, and you will check the status online. Now, what is the status of my case? Council will update case hearing status on hearing date, right? Now, after hearing, they will announce the award, right? By this way, this particular process has been completed. Now, MSME Samadhan, I am on the portal of MSME Samadhan. You can log in through by your Udyam registration by entering the OTP. This is the main page of MSME Samadhan. Application entry. By this, you can just log in by clicking on this application entry. You can file and submit the document relevant to your recovery. So this is the invoice, this is the purchase order, and you can submit one by one. There are, I believe, 5 attachment. If you have more than that, then club together the entire attachment after 4th row and submit it across to the council. Now, once application is submitted, you can find out the status of the application, right? Serial number, temporary case number, as I told you, once you need to file the application, then application status, approved case number. Once application is converted to the case, then you will have case number, application date, amount payable, hearing date, case status, application view. You will find all the activity over here only. Update payment, if you have received any payment, you can update the same, update GST and Aadhaar number, and now you have, if you decide to log out, then you have logout option as well. Friends, by this way, it's again quite easy, not so complicated. Then you can even, that's why I'm telling you, it's again a opportunity for all of us. Now, some FAQ on Samadhan, which I have received from various, do Ministry of MSME have any interfere on MSME Samadhan? No, not at all. Is it mandatory to file delayed payment application online? No. Application you can file offline as well, but council will update it online. Is it work order compulsory? Yes, it is very much compulsory. Work order meaning thereby purchase order. Right? If you do not have, mind it, sir, what's happened? We receive a call from our client, Abhishek ji, please incorporate a company, and Abhishek ji incorporate a company. And then in that case, we do not have any work order with us in our industries. And in that case, you can support it through by affidavit only. But you need to have completion date as well, because for interest purpose calculation, you need to satisfy the council that at which date you have delivered your service, because interest will be calculated after that only. Then I suggest all of you, please drop a mail. It's again a practical situation to your client. Sir, if company incorporation, then attach an incorporation certificate. Sir, your company has been incorporated. This, please find the attachment. Yes, this is the completion of the service. Then you can even recover. Sir, what you are saying, sir? How can we file a case to our client? Even though we are not receiving our fees since 2 or 3 years, but no, not at all. In our, but we can file. That's this discussion apart, but we can file. I can understand the sympathy. Whether the silence of the buyer after physical receipt of goods can make a claim ineligible, not at all. If 15 days expired, fine enough. Whether council should deliver a conciliation award after the successful conciliation in the sense what the party has discussed, that mutual settlement, definitely there will be award. Whether receivable from buyer such as advance deposit, EMD, sometime what happened, we submit our EMD to the concerned receiver of seller. We can even file the case against EMD, advance deposit as well. MSME compliance, I'm not taking that part because this is not our cup of tea. I will take all of you through with the MSME startup, only few points. Then we will have question answer session because timing running short. There are again DPIIT. There are 2 types of registration for startup. First, DPIIT first stage, and second for the ATIAC. Right? First, we need to take the DPIIT registration. This is again this. You will get benefit. First of all, self certification. 9 laws. 3 environment and 6 labor laws. Self certification. No inspector Raj will be there. Income tax exemption, as I told you, 3 years. Easy winding up. There are again a process of 90 days winding up. Insolvency, patent application, you get benefit over there. Easier procurement norms. Yes, we have discussed as well that for MSME, and if you take registration for DPIIT, definitely you will get the additional age. As far as procurement is concerned, these are the some laws where you can have self-certification. Other construction workers, payment of gratuity, employee provident fund, miscellaneous interstate migrant workers, very important, the contractual labor, ESIC, etc. Now, your client and your client's son, being a new generation, can ask, sir, what is the criteria for the startup? Can you please let us know so that we can proceed for the startup DPIIT registration? Yes, definitely you can go. Company cannot be more than 10 years incorporation, and type of company, earlier only company and LLP was allowed. Now a private limited, which is registered private limited, are allowed to take registration and startup. Being a consultant, I recommend you, please incorporate on company only, because if they in future if they want some equity from outsiders, then it's the best form of establishment company. Otherwise it is difficult to give them share in the partnership firm, very difficult. Annual turnover should not exceed 100 crore for any of the financial year last 10 years. If we talk about original entity, there should be no split up, no reconstruction for the entity, and most important, you should convey to your client that they should have innovative idea and scalable in the sense they will provide more employment as far as their business is concerned, and that particular idea of the business will be innovative, right? Like you have application, you have some sort of calculation in your mind, you have projection, right? So by this way you can convey and convince your clients, friends, and I believe by this deliberation you will be in a situation to guide and convince your client, and you can get the benefit opportunity from your existing client as well. So start doing business in such a way. Apart from the traditional business, we can raise the fund, use your network to raise the fund. Thanks a lot from my side. I believe we have 4 to 5 minutes. If we have any queries, definitely we'll be pleased to have that. Thanks a lot to our MSME Startup Committee, Dheeraj ji specifically, and his vision, and Sambit ji, and all our viewers, those who are listening. Thanks a lot from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I am sharing questions through chat.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you, Shailesh ji. In Udyam registration, portal option for registration of traders is not. Yes, as I told you in my deliberation, we will get that option as well sooner. Might be IC has to recommend MSME Act to amend to bank rate be replaced with borrowing rate as penal interest. Even at thrice the bank rate is lower than the borrowing rate incentives. We can, if MSME insist on timely payment, say 45 days, then business relation will be, yes, definitely. We also have some sort of concern from the client as well, ki we will not go for MSME, because there are certain issues with them, because even they cannot make an agreement more than 45 days cycle. It's again a genuine question. If offline application is to be submitted to which official shall be? District. You can find it out through nearby you. You can submit to your district. You can search out first facilitation council, and you can call there where we can submit it out. Local level, yes, definitely. Abhishek ji, request to share your presentation copy afterwards. Thanks in anticipation. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Any other question? Might be IC has to recommend MSME Act to remain the bank rate. Yeah, definitely. I have taken this. How can a receiver of goods service know the classification of provider? Classification of provider, in the sense, I believe whether he is registered MSMED or not. I believe that is you are talking about. You can take a declaration from your vendor whether they are registered under MSMED or not, and being an auditor, we need to check it out as well. Rajkumar sir mentioned something about certified MSME CA practitioner, how to get certified similarly. Yeah, I believe Shailesh ji and Sambit ji is the most competent person. Even on our ICA site, you can find post qualification courses and where you can register your service. I believe Shailesh ji, we have done, right? Is it? And we are here, yes, very even on time, 5 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Question is completed.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Shailesh ji, for your wonderful support.
Over to you, Sambit sir. I think Sambit sir is not joined. Hello.
No issue, Shailesh ji.
Okay. He just joined. Okay.
And I believe today's session we are able to convince our
Yes.
client. And thanks
Over
a
to you,
lot.
Sambit sir. Sambit sir has now joined.
Yeah.
We are thankful to CA Abhishek Jain for his deliberation. And we are also thankful to all the participants for their patient hearing. So that with this, we conclude the session. Thank you to all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.